I didn't know what's going on.
In this episode, we are going to talk to you all about how to get over to the Asian side from the European side of Istanbul, and also some of the mistakes we made. We made a couple pretty big mistakes. We'll show you how not to make those. And then we're also going to go over some of the things we did over on that Asian side and what we would recommend you to do if you were to travel over to the Asian side of Istanbul. So here we go.
Wow.
I didn't know what's going on.
I don't know either.
Bana çikolatası verin ama. Dönüşte mi abi? Dönüşte mi? Yok. Vay 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 dondurmacı gidiyor. Geliyor. Amanı. Düşürme. Düşürme.
So this was our third day in Istanbul. The day before this, we had quite an adventure. You can see that video, leave a link to it up above. It was very exhausting with the public transportation system and not fully knowing how that works. We'll be having also a video going through what you can do to make your experience a little more pleasant, the lessons that we learned. That'll be coming, so make sure you subscribe. But ultimately, this day we just wanted to have a more relaxing day, and we decided, you know what, let's just do some walking around and let's try to explore the Asian side of Istanbul a little bit. So we walked over to the area where the ferry that would take us from the European side to the Asian side is. The problem was I was very silly and did not have this with me. Now this is your Istanbul public transportation card. You need this with you if you're going to ride the bus or the ferry. It's essential to have this. You couldn't just pay for the ferry to go from one place to another or for the buses, so you absolutely needed this. Now I could have purchased one at the station, however the process is exhausting. You had to go online to a separate site and register all of your information. The website was clunky, didn't always work, and so it was a big hassle. So I didn't want to go through that. I knew it was going to take a lot of time, and the card costs money too. So what I did is I hustled. I ran all the way back to our Airbnb, came back with my card. While I was doing that, Medina, her mom, and her aunt were basically walking around checking out the restaurants and everything else in that area. So we had to wait for a ferry that showed up later. That got us over to the Asian side even later than expected. One of the cool things though about the area that you wait for the ferry in is they have a lot of stuff. As I mentioned, they have shops, they have restaurants, cafes, and also they have a lot of people selling that novelty ice cream. That's kind of cool, like the first couple times you see it. Then it just kind of gets old. It's like, okay man, just give me the ice cream. The second big mistake that was made during this day was not only missing this card, I stupidly forgot that, but also we didn't get off at the stop we were supposed to get off at. We wanted to get off near this island on the Asian side. Now, we didn't realize that the ferries do not stop very long at each stop. So we thought that this was just a time for us to maybe have some other people board and they would announce when the people on the ferry could leave. There's no big announcement or anything. Always keep track of when the ferry stops. you got to get off pretty fast or else they're just going to keep moving on.
Hello, we missed our stop. So now we're just going somewhere. We're going to go check out the Asian side of, right?
Hopefully it's Asian side.
Hopefully
Because
Asian side.
the European side is there, and there's a bridge.
And we'll just go check out whatever village we end up in.
So we did end up on the Asian side eventually, and we walked around. There's some really cool streets there, and we went to this very, very small fish restaurant. They had fresh fish caught from the Bosphorus. They didn't speak much English, so luckily we had Medina's aunt who spoke some Turkish that was able to guide us through, and we ended up trying a lot of delicious fish there. And that was pretty much the end of that day. Like I say, it was pretty low-key. We needed a day to just kind of rest and unwind. So be sure to subscribe. We're going to be having a lot of additional Turkey videos. Soon we'll be heading over to Fethiye in this video series. Fethiye, we stayed at this beautiful, beautiful Airbnb. You're going to love it. So make sure you subscribe. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and want to see more travel videos from us. And as always, leave a comment if you have been to Istanbul or if you've taken any of the public transportation. We'd like to hear how your experience is, or if you have any questions about the public transportation system or this little card here, let us know in the comments. Thank you again. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.